So an 0-1 count, 2 outs, runner on first base. Lamb's second pitch of the at-bat. That one fouled off.
Looked like she was going for a bunt for a second and then changed her mind mid-run.
Yeah, no, definitely we're seeing some slapping behavior from her running at the pitcher. But yeah, she tried to foul that one, or try to hit it there, and it fouled off third base side. So down 0-2. Lamb looking to strike out the side. 0-2 count, 2 outs, runner on first. Here's the pitch. That one fouled off third base side. So Campbell able to stay alive in this at-bat. Lamb really looking good in this inning.
I think she heard you when you said that she wasn't keeping her control, because ever since then she's been on fire.
Yeah, she took that personally.
Yeah.
0-2 count, 2 outs, looking to close out this inning. The wind, the pitch from Lamb. Ump's going to call it. Did she swing? She did. Strike 3, Neely. Lamb strikes out the side. Just a little too much over the plate there from Campbell. And a big inning for the Gamecocks. They lead 2-0. Able to get 3 quick outs with only a little blooper single on their resume.
That was a quick inning, about top of an inning. The Gamecocks seemed very excited as they all high-fived walking into their dugout, along with Cocky.
So only 2 runners able to get on base for Wofford so far tonight. A walk in the first inning and a little single in the second. Well, the Gamecocks able to draw a few walks, have 2 hits on the night. And, been a very productive game. We're seeing the Wofford dugout getting loose in left field, trying to keep their bench warm. And we'll see the second inning from Margaret Axelson. She struggled in that first one. She had a 1.74 ERA coming into the game. What are they throwing in the stands? Just saw something flying right by me. I'm trying to figure out what Cocky's throwing out. Yeah, sorry, not to get too off topic. Margaret Axelson did struggle a bit in that first inning, able to get out of a bases-loaded jam with 2 outs. All runs came with 2 outs, so couldn't quite close out the inning how she wanted to here, but the Gamecocks' bats have been looking good.
Excited to see how Axelson does after that first inning. See if she recalmed down herself. And she'll have more control over her pitches, or if they're going to continue the same way in the first inning as they did.
Yeah, both pitchers definitely struggling in the first inning. Lamb able to keep no runs on the board, but a long first at-bat, a walk, and then another long at-bat. Definitely atypical for her. But now batting for the Gamecocks, already having a pinch hitter. They're bringing in Emma Sellers. So Sellers, looks like her first at-bat on the year, unless the stats haven't updated. Yeah, so Sellers, 17th at-bat on the year. She's batting .375. First pitch, nabs the left corner of the plate for strike 1. Sellers, a senior from Lakewood, California. Very popular name around these parts. Sellers flies this one into right center field, into the glove of the right fielder for out number 1. I thought it might find a gap there for a second, but stayed up just for a bit too long, and Hannah Maddox was able to run over there and make the catch. So now we're back to the top of the lineup for the Gamecocks. It's Quincy Lilio. Her first at-bat resulted in a 4-pitch walk to open the game. Lilio sees the pitch, tries to slap at that one, runs out in front of the plate, but it was a bit off for ball 1. So 1-0 count, 1 out. Bottom of the second inning, Gamecocks lead 2-0. Pitch, Lilio sees that one for ball 2. And Lilio is just a master of getting on base. Her OBP is over 500 at 556 right now, and that's going to go up with that walk in the first inning. 2-0 count. And the first strike she sees today, that one taking for strike 1. So a 2-1 count now with 1 out, no on. The 2-1 pitch from Axelson, grounded up the middle, diving play at short. She can't get it to first in time. So an infield single for Quincy Lilio, and that OPP just keeps climbing. And now Carly Shelton, her second at-bat on the day, her first one. 0 for 1 on the day. Shelton at second base tonight. Another lefty hitter for the Gamecocks. They have 3 in the starting lineup. This one fouled off her third base side and off the net. And she starts down 0-1. Shelton with 28 RBIs on the season, and I'm sure a big part of that is the fact that she's usually batting behind Quincy Lilio. This one chopped a short throw to second in time for the out there, and once again, Shelton grounds out into a fielder's choice, and I'm sure Quincy Lilio is going to give her some smack about that one after the game. Second time she's gotten out at second from a ground out. But Shelton will stay on first base. She has a run on the night, the first run of the game. And Ariana Rohde up to bat for the Gamecocks. Rohde with a runner on first, 2 outs. That one just barely hits the outside corner of the plate for strike 1. So she's down 0-1 in the count. Shelton on first base. Gamecocks lead 2-0. All their runs in the first inning came with 2 outs, trying to recreate that here, but this one popped up in a shallow right field. Underneath it, she'll make the catch and retire the side. So now a super exciting second inning. No runs scored. Gamecocks still lead 2-0. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, folks. I'm Calvin DeLude. That's Anna Zidar. We're here at Beckham Field where the Gamecocks currently lead 2-0, getting set to start the top of the third inning against the Wofford Terriers. Caitlin Greenwood, the redshirt freshman from Columbia, South Carolina. So hometown kid playing shortstop for the Terriers. First pitch from Lamb in the circle is high for ball 1.
I wonder how it feels to be back home playing against your hometown team.
I'm sure she came to a lot of games growing up. This softball program, definitely a historic one with a lot of success in its program history. Second pitch of the at-bat inside for ball 2. So the Wofford Terriers, only their second season as a program. And they're having a pretty good season, 20-15 record coming off of a big win last night. This pitch chopped to shortstop, Blankenship throw to Rohde at first in time for out number 1. So an easy out there, 3-pitch at bat, and now back to the top of the order is Hope Engel. A lengthy first at bat to lead off the game. It resulted in a strikeout for Neely Lamb, but you definitely have to tip the cap to Hope Engel for that one. So Engel, number 25, catching for the Terriers. First pitch she sees. Grounded through the infield, base hit into right field. So Hope Engel, after striking out in a long at-bat to start the game, first pitch she sees, takes it in between the first and second baseman for a base hit.
I think she knew that one was coming. She was like, I'm not doing this again. I'm hitting it on the first time they're giving it to me.
Yeah, no, I'm always a fan of swinging early in the at-bat. There you see it work for her. And now River Sampson, she's 0 for 1 on the night. Facing Lamb with 1 out and a runner on first. This one fouled our way off the net. So Lamb struggled a bit in that first inning, but she definitely dialed in, striking out the side in the second, only allowing a bloop single. So 1 left on in each inning she's had so far. Currently with a runner on first and 1 out. 0-1 count. Here's the pitch to Sampson. In the dirt for ball 1. So now a 1-1-1 with 1 on. Lamb, one of the better pitchers for this Gamecock squad, but it is a stacked pitching rotation for sure. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Lamb. That's fouled off the net. And now a 1-2 count. Sampson seeking her 32nd hit on the season. Currently has 6 walks as well, 15 RBIs. Engel is on first. A 1-2 count with 1 out. Here's the pitch from Lamb. Just a bit too much off the plate for the official behind home plate. That's going to be ball 2. So a 2-2 count with 1 out and a runner on. Top of the third inning, Gamecocks lead 2-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off, and Sampson doing a good job at staying alive here. The 4th foul ball of this at-bat. Lamb gets the pitch. In the circle. 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Bit too high there. Ball 3. And Sampson able to battle back from being down 1-2 to a full count. And a very vocal dugout for Wofford here. Full count. Here's the pitch. Fouled off once again. Good job by her to stay alive. And yet another lengthy at-bat for these Terriers. And you know, they're just scrappy hitters.
Hope Engel's waiting to run. She keeps seeing her, ready to go.
You know, sometimes in these at-bats, just sitting on first base, just keep waiting, wanting something to happen. Here's the pitch. Swung on into right field, right to the right fielder for out number 2. Abigail Knight with a can of corn catch. Really only take two or three steps on that one.
That was a cannon right to her.
Yeah,
right hand.
It was a good contact on that hit for sure, but easy out for Knight. Out number 2 for Lamb in the circle. And now Brianna Stanley. A walk in her first at-bat. The only Terrier to get on base in the first inning. Lamb's first pitch. They're going to check on the first base umpire, but they're going to say she did not go. So ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs, runner on. For Brianna Stanley. Playing first base tonight. Stanley's second pitch. Low for ball 2. So Stanley walked in her first at-bat, as I mentioned. Now she's up 2-0 in the count, so you wonder if we're seeing another walk here for her. She does have a very good on-base percentage, .427 on the season. Lamb's pitch That one grounded to second, throw to first in time for out number 3. So once again, Lamb lets up one base runner, but able to get 3 outs. No runners have crossed the plate yet for the Terriers, and the Gamecocks keep their 2-0 lead.
Very interested to see what they're going to do next up when they're up at bat.
Yeah, the Gamecocks have been hitting the ball pretty well today, but we saw Axelson, who we know is a very talented pitcher for this Terrier squad. Definitely locked in that second inning after 2 runs allowed and bases loaded too. So she let up a lot of base runners in that first inning, but she pitched well in that second. We'll see how she does in the third here. It's Gamecocks 3 hits on the night, Terriers with 2, but a few walks on each side. Gamecocks have had an historic season that started off with 22 straight wins. A really impressive start to the season, and they're coming off of a big series victory in Baton Rouge. After getting run-ruled in the first game, they were able to dial back and win the next 2 games of the series.
I definitely see their confidence continuing on through this game. I mean, especially with Lamb. I think that it took her a second in the first inning to calm herself down, but after that, she seemed very steady.
And another big series for them this weekend as they host Ole Miss. Another ranked matchup for them. South Carolina currently ranked at number 9. And the Ole Miss Rebels.
20th.
20th. Thank you. Couldn't pull up in time. So batting for the Gamecocks to lead off the bottom of the third is Ella Chansey. Playing third base tonight. And a change in the initial lineup. We had Emily Vincent in left field, but now it is Sellers. And so Chansey 0 for 1 on the night, batting .274 on the season. And we'll see how she does in her second time facing Axelson tonight. First pitch from Axelson. Over the plate, first, strike 1. Margaret Axelson really good at putting some movement on her pitches. We've been seeing, even if it's just slight, it's enough to throw off these Gamecock batters. 0-1 pitch, nabs the corner of the plate for strike 2. And quickly Chansey down 0-2 in the count. Pretty open shift down the middle. She's able to get one past. This one grounded to first, but through the glove. So Chansey able to get to first safely. I wonder if they'll call that an error or a hit, because it definitely looked fieldable. And now batting for the Gamecocks, Abigail Knight, the right fielder. She's 1 for 1 on the night with a single. And drove in the first run of the game. Runner on, no outs. Knight's first pitch she sees is over the plate, first, strike 1. So Gamecocks currently with 3 lefties in the starting lineup. Abigail Knight being the latest in the lineup. This one grounded up the middle, flipped to second in time for the out, but Knight gets to first safely, and that's the 3rd time tonight the Gamecocks have grounded out into a fielder's choice. So Lexi Winters, I wonder if that's Lexi Winters' dog.
I heard her name might be Bailey, but she's got a cute little tutu on today, rocking her own jersey with Winters on the back.
Yeah, she was the one to get the foul ball earlier in the game that we mentioned. Winters 1 for 1 on the night with a single. I'm surprised they gave her the single because it bounced off the glove, but it was a really well-hit ball. She has an RBI tonight as well, batting .316 on the year. So 1 on, 1 out. First pitch taken for a ball. Here's the second pitch. Over the plate, grounded to first base, off her glove, a fair ball, and everyone will be safe. So it skipped off the Terrier glove at first and bounced towards the Gamecock dugout. So it took her off the bag, able to make it safely to first. I wonder, once again, another well-hit ball from Winters. That Knight, that just bounced off a Terrier glove. And now Maya Flint, the designated player. She walked in her last at-bat. First pitch she sees, high and outside for ball 1. 2 on, 1 out for her. Axelson, after an impressive second inning, struggling a bit here in the third. That one swung on, popped up in the infield. It'll stay in play. Underneath it is Hope Engel. She'll make the catch in foul territory for out number 2. So Flint 0 for 1 on the night with a walk. And now batting for the Gamecocks is the shortstop, Brooke Blankenship. And Blankenship is just an all-around athlete. She's an impressive shortstop, makes a lot of diving, leaping plays, some impressive throws. She's 0 for 1 on the night, batting .310 on the season with 2 on, 2 out. First pitch she sees is low for a ball. The temperature definitely starting to drop here. Still has a good amount of humidity. I hope you can't see how sweaty I am on that camera, but 1-0 count, low for ball 2. Blankenship sees that pitch, drives it out to right field. Underneath it is the right fielder for the Terriers. She makes the catch and retires the side. So the Gamecocks make a little bit of noise there, get 2 runners on with 2 outs, but a fly out into right field ends the inning, and the Gamecocks keep their lead 2-0, but a lot of great stuff we're seeing from them so far in this game.
Definitely. I wish they were able to get to that home base, but
Nice
it was
catch.
close. Close game, but
You know, it's been a fun one so far. We're going to take a quick break and get back to you just before the top of the 4th. Welcome back, folks. Gamecocks lead 2-0. Bit of a delayed start on our end. We apologize for that. In the middle of the first at-bat, at the top of the 4th, it's Abby Gossett, up 2-1 in the count on Lamb. She sees that pitch high for ball 3. And so Lamb, no runs allowed yet. She's definitely struggled a little bit with base runners, but doing much better than her last start before this one, the first game in the LSU series where she only got 1 out and allowed 4 runs. 3-1 count, high for ball 4. So Gossett, after going 0 for 1 to start the game, gets a walk, gets on base, and a leadoff walk for the Terriers. Now Callie Petty struck out in her last at-bat in that dominant second inning. The Gamecocks are going to make a quick visit to the bump. Talk with Neely Lamb, just quick strategizing meeting. Two words, and that was enough. Yeah, Lexi Winter's a really good catcher for this team, defensively, and also just great connection with all the pitching staff. She's been a very consistent player for this squad. And just trying to talk to her pitcher there, keep her out of her head, and dial back in after a leadoff walk. As we mentioned, Petty did strike out in her last at-bat. Lamb looking to get her first out of the inning. First pitch seen over the plate, first strike 1. Wind's starting to pick up. Possible thunderstorms later tonight. We're seeing some blue clouds out in the distance. So
some scary clouds over there.
Yeah, shouldn't hit us at any time during this game, but a bit menacing to look at right now. Here's a bunt attempt, foul.
The Wofford dugout does a really good job on hyping up their teammates who are up at bat. They've got some great chants going on for Callie Petty over here.
Well, in a statistical mismatch like that, you know, you have a SEC team playing a team who has not played an SEC opponent yet this season. You got to do your best to win in any way possible, and if making some noise is the way to do it for them, then God bless. But sees strike 3 there. Callie Petty strikes out, her second strikeout on the day. Neely Lamb gets the first out of the top of the 4th inning. And yeah, just a really good pitch over the plate. Didn't get a swing from Petty, and now Hannah Maddox, who also struck out in her last at-bat. Lamb did strike out the side in the 2nd inning, but Maddox, last night's hero for the Terriers, hit a walk-off hit to drive in a run in the 11th inning of last night's game against Winthrop. First pitch she sees is a strike. Oh, 1 count. Here's the pitch with a runner on first. This one right to Blankenship at short. Throw to first in time for a double play. Great heads-up play there by Brooke Blankenship to turn 2 and get out of the inning.
Amazing play. I could tell that Ariana Rohde was just ready for that ball when she saw it go straight to her teammate.
And I don't blame the runner at first. It was a well-hit ball, just right into Blankenship's glove, and a good job there by Rohde to stay alert, stay on the bag, make the catch, and turn 2. So a big double play there for the Gamecocks, getting out of the inning after Lamb showed a little bit of struggling, and definitely hasn't been her sharpest night, but still no runs on the board, so can't complain. Only 2 hits allowed as well, just a few base runners allowed each inning. And currently they're cleaning pocket litter. I don't know what they're doing in the stadium right now, but we'll go back to seeing Margaret Axelson, who's, other than an iffy first inning, has really dialed in since then. No runs allowed since the first. We'll see how she does here in the bottom of the 4th. 5 hits allowed with a few walks as well. And I gotta say, I love Beckham Field. I think it's one of the nicest softball stadiums I've seen, right in the heart of the athletic village. We have the track in left field, the tennis courts in right, and in the distance, the beautiful Williams-Brice Stadium, where hopefully we'll see so many football wins next season.
I hope so too. I was recently at a press conference with Coach Beamer, and he was telling us about how he sees a team, and he says that he's only seen improvement, and he's really excited for this spring game coming up, which I'm excited for as well, to finally see our team after that long break.
We've been together all night. That's the first time you mentioned that you were at Beamer's press conference. What's that about? So now Emma Sellers, a last-minute replacement. Originally, it was supposed to be Emily Vinson in left field, but Sellers instead, her first at-bat, was an out, so she's 0 for 1 on the day. A child over the PA. I don't know who that is, but calling out Emma Sellers, number 44, playing left field. Gamecocks lead 2-0. Bottom of the 4th inning. Trying to get some runs. Haven't scored since the first. First pitch she sees is a strike, a dropper over the middle. Sellers down the count, 0-1 to lead off the bottom of the 4th. This one, big swing and a miss, first strike too. A good pitch there by Axelson. So now 0-2 down in the count. Margaret Axelson's pitch. Just a bit too much off the plate, taken for ball 1. Now Sellers works with a 1-2 count. 1-2 pitch from Axelson. Got away from her there. Just, I think it let go of it a bit too early. Skipped off the dirt well in front of home plate. So that's going to be ball 2, and now a 2-2 count with no outs and no runners on. Bottom of the 4th inning, Emma Sellers. This pitch taken right over the middle for strike 3. So Margaret Axelson, a backwards K for her. Able to get the 9-hitter out for the 2nd time today. But now she's trying to get Quincy Lilio out, back to the top of the order, who has a walk and a single on the night. Lilio known to be an elite slapper for this Gamecock squad. She tries it there, but couldn't get a piece of that one. That's going to be good for strike 1. Axelson, like we mentioned, let up 2 runs in the first inning, but the Gamecocks have stayed off the board since. Second pitch of the at-bat, a bit too low there for the official behind the plate. And it's a 1-1 count with 1 out. The 1-1 pitch from Axelson in the circle. Is a changeup over the plate. Honestly, I thought that was a strike, but
me too.
I'm just maybe a little bit too high, too low. I couldn't quite see from here, but that's good for ball 2 and a 2-1 count. I don't know. I thought that was a really good changeup over the plate from Axelson, but I don't get paid to call that. Here's a fly ball into shallow left center. Underneath it, she makes the catch for out number 2. So Lilio, after getting a single and a walk in her first 2 at-bats, flies out. A nice play there in center field by Abby Campbell. Now the Gamecocks, Carly Shelton up to bat. She's 0 for 2 in the night. 2 outs, no runners on. Wofford looking for their first 1-2-3 inning and the first 1-2-3 inning of the night. First pitch she sees. Strike over the middle of the plate. So Shelton down 0-1, and that really has been her biggest struggle tonight, is getting down in the count early. Second pitch to Shelton. This one into left field, and a nice diving grabber, a sliding more like it. Play in left field for Wofford. It's Rivers Sampson. Had to go to her knees to make that catch, but a nice grab there to retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning for Wofford. The Gamecocks keep their 2-0 lead, and we're definitely seeing it started off as a bit of an offensive game, but since then it's dialed back in a little bit, and it's been very defensive since.
Definitely. I think that was probably Margaret's best inning so far. That she really locked in there and got those strikeouts.
You know, a very good inning for Axelson. We're going to take a quick break, get back to you at the top of the 5th. I'm Calvin DeLude. That's Anna Zidar. Stick with us, folks. We'll be back in a few. Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, the Gamecocks lead 2-0, getting set for the top of the fifth. The first pitch from Neely Lamb, bit high there for ball one. Gracie Parker up to bat. She's 1 for 1 on the night with a single. And Lamb going into the fifth inning, her last outing, only able to record 1 out against LSU, so she's looking much sharper today, but still not the usual Neely Lamb dominance we've seen this season. Struggling a bit with her control here as we see second pitch taken for ball 2. Only let up 2 hits, but a few walks for her, a few base runners. Still, no Terriers have crossed the plate. Third pitch of the at-bat inside for ball 3.
No Terriers have crossed the plate, but they haven't even gotten past the first base yet, so.
Yeah, no, I mean, Lamb has definitely let a few base runners on first, but not much noise after that. That pitch taken outside, ball 4. So a 4-pitch walk for Gracie Parker, gets on base for the second time tonight. And now Abby Campbell up to bat for the Terriers. Campbell, the 8-hitter tonight, playing center field for Wofford, and now a quick visit in the circle, or looks like pinch runner possibly. I think Ashley Chastain Woodard is going to head into the circle and make a pitching change. Or maybe she's just talking with Lamb, I'm not sure.
Pep talk, possibly.
We're seeing some activity in the Wofford bullpen. Can't quite see who that is for them. If I can peek into the Gamecock one, looks quiet over there. And oh no, never mind. They're going to bring in Jory Hurd. So Neely Lamb is done at the moment, and they'll bring in who I would say is their ace, Jory Hurd, who has just had an absolutely incredible season. So Jory Hurd last pitched this past weekend against LSU. She went 6 innings, only 4 runs allowed, or 4 hits allowed, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Then Sam Gress closed it out in the 7th. That was on the 30th. So, you know, Gamecocks with a really big series victory. The LSU Tigers were at the moment were they ranked 2nd or 3rd, and Gamecocks ranked 10th. Now they're down to 9, and the LSU Tigers up at 7. So a big SEC and NCAA series win for them, especially considering how the series started.
We see Joey Hurd's dog over there in Beckham Field, actually, in that picture. Adorable.
Yeah, Jory Hurd, like we said, a very dominant pitcher for this team, the 5'11 junior from Algonquin, Illinois. She was named to the SEC Spring Honor Roll in 2024, making 31 appearances in the circle, 14 of them being starts, second on the team with a 1.88 ERA. She was the ERA leader coming into the season. First pitch inside there for ball 1. So Lamb on the season is a 2.66 ERA with 11-2 record in 23 appearances. Her second pitch of the at-bat taken over the plate for strike 2. So 1-1 count with a runner on first, no outs. Chastain Woodard elected to pull Neely Lamb in the top of the 5th inning. It was a good outing for her. No runs allowed, few walks, a few hits. But we definitely saw a bit of a struggle with control there. There's the third pitch of the at-bat for Hurd, taken for a ball. Abby Campbell on her second at-bat of the night, batting in the 8th spot. 0 for 1 on the night. She tries to slap at that one. And I believe they're going to call it ball 3. Yes, they are. So 3-1 count for Abby Campbell. A runner on first. Jory Hurd trying to get out her first at-bat. This one fouled off the bat. She tried to slap at that one. But now a full count between Hurd and Campbell. So Hurd only 24 walks allowed on the season with 72 strikeouts and 84 innings pitched. The 3-2 count. Chop to third, throw to second in time for one. They won't try the throw to first, so they'll settle for getting the lead runner there for out number one. And now up to bat for Wofford is Caitlin Greenwood, the shortstop. Greenwood, one of the lower batting averages on the team. She had 184 coming into tonight. And like we said, she's a freshman from Columbia, South Carolina, so a local kid trying to prove it in a stadium which I'm sure she's visited a few times growing up here as a softball player. That first pitch taken for strike one. Wofford with a runner on first base after grounding out into a fielder's choice. Second pitch, she tries to slap at that one. We'll see that she crossed the plate. She did. So now down 0-2 with one out. Jory Hurd from the circle. An elite pitcher for this Gamecock squad. 0-2 pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Definitely put a little bit of oomph on that one there, though. You saw some velo.
Jory Hurd's definitely getting into the rhythm of the game now, just being subbed in.
It took her a minute to get going in that first at-bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch from her. Chopped foul.
She is an amazing pitcher. She actually became the 7th player in program history to throw a perfect game. It was actually the first perfect game in the season for Division I.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Incredibly talented player for this Gamecock squad. With an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fouled off. So Greenwood been down 0-2 for a minute, but she's staying alive with a few foul balls. She's got Abby Campbell on first base. 0-2 count, one out. We're in the top of the fifth. Gamecocks still leading 2-0. Here's the pitch. Swung on, chopped, diving play at short. Throw to first, not in time. So an infield single there. Good job there by Blankenship to keep it in the infield. Otherwise, Campbell might have been able to leg it out to third base, but now a runner on first and second. Hurd lets up a single in her second batter faced. And now back to the top of the order for Wofford is Hope Engel. In 2 at-bats, she has a strikeout in her first one and a single in her last one. With 2 on, 1 out. First pitch she sees is a ball outside and in the dirt. So Jory Hurd with some good movement, but she definitely can bring the heat when needed. And I'd argue that's probably the best part of her game. That pitch there over the head of the catcher. The runners advance. And not a lot you can do about that if you're Lexi Winters. Just got away from her, over her head, over her glove. Hits off the net behind home plate, but the runners able to get up to second and third base. So now 2 runners in scoring position with 1 out. Wofford making some noise, trying to get back in this game down 2-0. Here's the pitch from Hurd. That one over the plate for strike 1.
Hope Engel hopefully trying to do what she does best for her team as she leads the team in home runs for Wofford.
With 5 homers on the year, 22 RBIs. That pitch there over the plate for strike 2. So Hurd battling back in the at-bat. Evens it up at 2 strikes, 2 balls. 1 out, 2 runners on. Trying to keep these Terriers from crossing the plate on Bark in the Park night. Here's the pitch. Grounded to, a catch there at second base. Now, I thought she caught it in the air. But they're going to call it a ground out. The runners are safe at second and third. But a really nice play there at second base for Carly Shelton. So a big out there for the Gamecocks, the second out of the inning, and now Rivers Sampson 0 for 2 on the night. So she is due for a hit here, and it'd be a big one for Wofford. Down 2-0 with 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs, top of the 5th, first pitch she sees outside for ball 1. So Hurd been doing a good job at getting back in at bats. She started down 2-0 in the last one, able to even it up at 2-2 before a line out to second base. The pitch fouled off behind the plate. I think she got a piece of it. I'm not quite sure. Either way, it's going to be a strike. 1-1 count, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. The sun's starting to set here on Beckham Field. The lights are on. And what would be a big win for each team. Pitch there high for ball 3. Oh, sorry, ball 2. So 2-1 count with 2 outs and 2 on. Sampson looking to get Wofford's 4th hit on the night. That one bit off the plate for ball 3. Sampson working with a 3-1 count. Jory Hurd trying to keep this scoreless game for Wofford. 3-1 pitch in the dirt for ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Not the at-bat you wanted to see if you're Jory Hurd, but a big walk for the Terriers as they currently have the bases loaded with 2 outs. And Brianna Stanley up to bat. She's 0 for 1 with a walk on the night. Second on the team in homers with 4 on the season, 19 RBIs. If she's able to get her 38th hit on the season, it'd be a big one. First pitch she sees high for ball 1, and we're going to have a quick circle visit here.
Jory Hurd's definitely feeling the pressure of the full bases, but is only just 1 out away from sending them to the bottom. Let's see, which I'm interested to see if she keeps her composure and continues on, or if it's still going to be a little rocky with some high and low balls.
Yeah, it looks like Chastain Woodard is going to head to the circle as well for a quick conversation with her pitcher. This is her first inning of the game. She came in to relieve Neely Lamb, who went 4 innings of no-run ball. And Chastain Woodard just talking with her pitcher, trying to get on the same page here with the bases loaded. 2 outs. And Wofford, if they're able to get some runs here, they could possibly tie the game or take the lead. And if they find a way to win this game, that would be a huge one for not just the team, but for the program as a whole, and only their 2nd season.
Crazy upset if they're able to pull away with the win.
For sure. Getting a little ahead of ourselves here, though, as they still got to get the runs across the plate. The bases are loaded with 2 outs, a 1-0 count. Brianna Stanley up to bat for Wofford. Jory Hurd's last outing was a good one, but she did get hit pretty good on the Friday game where the Gamecocks got run ruled against LSU. The 1-0 pitch from Hurd. That one high for ball 2. So Hurd in her first at-bat, you could see that she was struggling with her control a little bit, but she eased in the second one, able to get an out. But now, the bases are loaded with 2 outs and a 2-0 count for Wofford. 2-0 pitch, swung on, sent out to right center field, and she makes the running grab. A huge catch there for Quincy Lilio in center, and able to get out of the jam. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Quincy Lilio, a running over the shoulder grab in right center, keeps it a 2-0 ball game for the Gamecocks.
That was an absolutely insane catch. See the eagerness for her to get over there.
Yeah, no, it really, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there. It really was a big catch at this point in the game. Let's play a little Hootie and the Blowfish. Gamecock, South Carolina alumni. Can't keep a brick on the horseshoe, though, because...
No, it got stolen.
Yep, for, what, the 5th, 6th time?
Probably.
Can't have nice things in the world anymore. What would be a nice thing for both squad is a win here tonight. Gamecocks currently lead 2-0 with 5 hits and a few walks. Wofford with 3 hits and a few walks. Gamecocks just able to get out of a bases-loaded jam, courtesy of Jory Hurd and Quincy Lilio in center field. If you're just joining us, I'm Calvin DeLude. That's Anna Zidar. Gamecocks leading 2-0. And it looks like we're going to keep Margaret Axelson in the circle for Wofford, who has pitched really well, allowed 2 runs in that first inning, but has really done a great job since.
Interested to see how she does after she probably had the best inning of the game so far, last inning.
You know, 1-2-3 inning for her in the bottom of the 4th. We'll see how she does here in the bottom of the 5th. Bit of momentum Wofford's way, the most base runners they've had tonight at one time. And the most noise they've made for sure. And that was a well-hit ball, too. She gave it a ride out towards center field. But Lilio just able to track that one down just in time to retire the side.
Wofford definitely made Lilio run for that one.
For sure, getting her cardio in tonight. So now batting, Ariana Rohde, the first baseman. 11 homers on the season. She's 0 for 1 tonight with a walk. And Rohde's just been such a staple for this Gamecock squad this season. As we mentioned a little bit earlier in the broadcast, reigning SEC Player of the Week from a few weeks back. First pitch she sees is well off the plate there from Axelson. Rohde rocking number 16. The Gamecocks wearing their white. Wofford with some nice striped black jerseys. Second pitch of the at-bat taken for ball 2, so Rohde up 2-0 early. We're hearing some barking from the stands here. As we mentioned, it's bark in the park. This one fouled off the net. Goes right back to Axelson. So now a 2-1 count. Pretty good attendance for a Wednesday night game and a pretty muggy night. But a solid turnout for these Gamecock fans. That one taken over the plate for strike 2. And I will say, I've seen some inconsistency from this umpire tonight because I feel like I've seen that pitch get called a ball a number of times tonight. But a 2-2 count for Rohde. Off the plate for ball 3. So good spit there for her. And now a full count with no runners on, no outs. She leads off the bottom of the 5th inning. Full count, here's the pitch. Rohde sends this one out towards left. She chases after it, makes the catch for out number 1. So good at bat there for Rohde. Gave it a bit of a ride, just got under it a little too much. And Abby Campbell runs in to make the catch. First out of the inning, and now Ella Chansey. Her third at-bat of the night. She's 1 for 2 with a single. Trying to get on base here with 1 out. First pitch from Axelson. Just a hair off the plate for ball 1. So Chansey's 97th at-bat on the season. A pretty consistent player for this Gamecock squad. And she's up in the count 1-0. This one skied into right, and it hooks foul and into the bullpen. Gamecocks already made one pitching change tonight. It looks like they have someone else going in the bullpen. Can't quite see who it is. Wofford had someone warming up for them a while ago, but they decided to stick with Margaret Axelson, who's been pitching well since the first inning where she let up 2 runs. That pitch, though, low in the dirt, 2-1 count with 1 out. Chansey with a single on the night. 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Chansey grounds this one to short. Throw to first, not in time. Ella Chansey legs it out for an infield single. Her second single on the night. She's 2 for 3. And the Gamecocks get a runner on with 1 out for Abigail Knight.
I always get excited for Abigail Knight, mostly because she's a great player, but also because she's got great music taste, and her walkout sound always pumps me up.
Abigail Knight batting .343 on the season. A 1 for 2 night with a single. She tries to slap at that one. Checks on the runner on first and gets back just in time. So nice heads-up play by Hope Engel, who was leading off for Wofford tonight. Batting in the 1 spot, Abigail Knight, one of the 3 lefties in the starting lineup for the Gamecocks. She's up at the count 1-0. Here's the pitch. Takes that one. Runner heading to second. Throw into second. Not in time. Still a stolen base for Ella Chansey after an infield single. So really showing off her speed here. Legs it out to get to first safely, and then a stolen base for her. And now it looks like Wofford might be challenging the call at second base. And so the Wofford coach will be challenging the call at second base. From my point of view, it looked like she got in safe, but it definitely was a close call. What do you think about that one, Anna?
I definitely think that she was safe. I saw her foot slide in right before the ball hit the second base's mitt, but I'm not sure on this one if it could be our angle.
Yeah, well, it is rather late in the game, and, at this point, it's okay if you burn a challenge. If it goes your way, that's great. If not, then a runner is in scoring position for the Gamecocks, who currently lead 2-0 in the bottom of the 5th inning. And, definitely we're seeing some more clouds head in. I didn't look like in the forecast was showing any thunder or rain anytime soon. I'll need my boy Flugie to update me on that if I'm wrong, but I wish they showed the replay here. It looks like they might show it. I should have pulled up. A big accomplishment for the Gamecocks. This is the first season in program history where every game will be televised, as Anna told me before the stream tonight. So I should have pulled that up and were able to get a replay. But let's see a rather interesting point of view to be showing on the screen here. We'll see if it shows anything at all. And just an overarching shot from behind home plate.
Interesting angle to really be able to see if he's safe or not.
Yeah, it might be the only angle they have. Hopefully they can zoom it in a little bit. Right now it's just frozen in the middle of the play for reasons I don't know why. And, that's all we're going to see. So can't get our replay opinion. We apologize for that, folks. And, I will say it's definitely something I've noticed a lot for pretty much every college sporting event I've gone to is they don't like to show the replays, and I think a big part of that is the student section and voicing their opinions, but let's see what the call is. So the runner is safe at second base. Wofford loses a challenge and a stolen base for Ella Chansey, and Knight, the lefty hitter, now has a runner in scoring position to work with, as it's an even count 1-1 with one out in the bottom of the 5th. 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. Grounded right back to the pitcher. Throw to first, an easy out. Chansey advances to third. So she's able to move the runner up to scoring position from second to third. And now Lexi Winters with 2 singles on the night. Another one here would score Chansey from third. Trying to make it a 3-0 ball game here with 2 outs. Winters 2 for 2 on the night. First pitch she sees. Over the plate, first strike 1. A little bit of movement on that one. We'll call it a changeup. And now Lexi Winters down in the count 0-1 with 2 outs and a runner on third. Second pitch. That one I think a hair low. And so it's a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Gamecocks seeking their first run since the first inning and the first run overall in the game since the first inning. 1-1 count. This one grounded to third, fielded cleanly, throw to first in time. So the story of the 5th inning is getting out of jams. The Terriers had the bases loaded with 2 outs, and Lilio able to track it down in center field. Then when the Gamecocks batted, a runner on third with 2 outs and able to field it and get the out at first. So no runs scored. Gamecocks keep their 2-0 lead. We'll be back in a few for the top of the 6th. Welcome back, folks. If you're just joining us, I'm Calvin DeLude, joined by Anna Zidar in the booth for SGTV as the Gamecocks lead 2-0 in this matchup against the Wofford Terriers on a muggy, warm Wednesday night in April. Jory Hurd in the circle for the Gamecocks, came in to relieve Neely Lamb, who went 4 clean innings with no runs allowed. Hurd here, after struggling a bit and loading the bases with 2 outs, able to get out of the jam with no runs allowed, and now up in the count 0-2 against Abby Gossett. That one fouled off third base side. So Gossett 0 for 1 on the night with a walk, batting .406 for Wofford, but only 32 at-bats for her on the season. So a small sample size and designated player for Wofford. This one fouled off the net. So still down 0-2. Jory Hurd looking for a strikeout to lead off the top of the 6th. You know, the Gamecocks have been no stranger to the run rule victory, and I'll be honest, I thought we might be seeing it tonight, but at this pace, Wofford's putting up a good fight. Some great pitching from Axelson in the circle for them. That pitch there high for ball 1. But it's been a very entertaining matchup tonight. Now a bunch of dogs barking.
Cheering them on.
Cheering on their Terriers or their Gamecocks. That one in the dirt for ball 2. So a 2-2 count for Abby Gossett leading off the top of the 6th. Gamecocks leading 2-0. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Hurd. That one fouled off. And the Terriers have done a really good job at staying alive and at-bats, fouling a lot of pitches off and just upping the pitch count for Lamb and now Hurd. Two count. Hurd's pitch. Swung on and flown into right field, and a nice grab there from second base. Ella Chansey able to run back and make the grab. I'm sorry, that's Carly Shelton. Yeah, so a good grab there for the Gamecocks. Got a little scary there. Looked like she might collide with Knight and right, but able to make the catch for out number 1, and now Callie Petty. Not having the best night of her career. She's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. Hurd trying to make it 3. That one fouled off. Oh, 1 count, 1 out. No runners on base. Petty looking to get her first hit on the night and just the first non-strikeout on the night. That a big swing and a miss for strike 2. And the dogs are getting vocal tonight. We're seeing some folks heading out, maybe get a little bit rowdy. We're seeing a lot of shapes and sizes for our doggy friends. 0-2 count for her. That one popped up. Is it in play? It is. Rhodey runs underneath in foul territory, makes the catch for out number 2. So Hurd, after struggling a bit in the last inning, able to get 2 outs to open the 6th. And now Hannah Maddox, the hero last night for the Terriers, goes to work. She's 0 for 2 on the night with a strikeout. 2 outs and no ducks on their pond. First pitch over the plate just a bit low. So it's ball 1. 1-0 count, 2 outs. Maddox in right field for the Terriers. 1-0 pitch. Grounded to first base, able to float in the air long enough for Rhodey to catch it for out number 3. So a nice heads-up play there by Ariana Rhodey. We've seen her make a few of those tonight, Anna.
Definitely. She's had a great game so far, especially defensively, as I can hear all of those dogs be cheering her on. However, I think it might just be because they missed dinner and they're hungry.
You know, I'm curious what they're going to do. I'm sure some of these dogs are going to have to use the bathroom at some point tonight. There's probably more droppings in the stadium than we want to think about right now. But,
yes.
But definitely always fun to have a Bark in the Park night. I love when the teams have the bat dogs. I remember I saw a video of one minor league team who had a bat dog who just didn't do his job, and and decided to do his business in the field. So luckily none of that tonight, especially the dog who threw out the first pitch tonight.
Yes.
Who I'm not sure whose dog it was. Might have been Chastain Woodard's.
I believe that it was Brooke Blankenship with her dog who retrieved the softball right back to her, which was so adorable right before the game.
Yeah, a little fluffy guy named Hank. So big shout out to him for a very entertaining first pitch to open up the game. And looks like Wofford is sticking with Axelson. No reason not to. She's been great since the first inning.
Definitely. That first inning, it looked like it might have been a blowout. But ever since then, Wofford's kept it very close with these Gamecocks. I mean, I was honestly a little surprised. I didn't think that they would come out their second season ever as a team. Very young mostly as well.
Yeah, it's been a very competitive game. A huge tip of the cap to Wofford, who came in a very statistical underdogs, quite literally. And but now Maya Flint up to bat for the Gamecocks. 0 for 1 on the night with a walk. Rocking number 31 for South Carolina in the garnet and white, the designated player for their lineup. So Flint batting .333, 12 at-bats, 4 hits. Like I said, 0 for 1 on the night with a walk. To lead off the bottom of the 6th. First pitch, CC's a bit off the plate there from Margaret Axelson. And Axelson came into the game with 104 innings pitched on the season, and we're seeing why. She's able to go deep into games. This one grounded to short, fielded cleanly, throw to first in time for out number 1. So Flint 0 for 2 on the night with a base on balls, and now Brooke Blankenship. And that does look like Hank on the screen there.
There's Hank, yeah.
Our good friend Hank threw out the first pitch, or ran out the first pitch more like it, fielded it. And she's 0 for 2 on the night. Batting .307 on the year, looking for her first hit. Axelson's pitch, a bit high and outside. So this game started a bit later. The original start time was at 6 o'clock, but went a little bit later due to some thunder warnings and a lightning strike in our area. But wasn't too much later than initially anticipated. About 6:20, 6:30 start time tonight. Current time is 7:58 p.m. So we've been going for about an hour and a half tonight. In the bottom of the 6th, Brooke Blankenship takes that one over the plate for strike 2. So a 1-2 count for Blankenship. The Gamecocks looking to get some insurance here as they get set for the 7th inning. They lead 2-0. Blankenship looking to go a full 6 innings. That one fouled off. Well off the plate, but Blankenship able to get it with the tip of her bat. She's staying alive in this one as the BGs play. 1-2 count with 1 out. No runners on. Axelson, the pitch from the circle. Grounded, great play there by Axelson. Fields it in the circle. Throw to first in time for out number 2.
Talk about great reflexes. I just saw her arm fling right out there as she snatched that ball to get the out.
Yeah, she really had to reach out for that one. Out number 2. And now batting for the Gamecocks is number 17, Emily Vincent. So a pinch hitter. She was supposed to start in left field tonight, but was subbed out for Emma Sellers. Now Vincent getting the at-bat she was expecting earlier on in the game. She's batting .182 on the season. 12 hits and 66 at-bats. And a lovely picture of her dog eating some watermelon. First pitch CC's off the plate for ball 1.
I think that she wins Cutest Dog Award because that is an adorable picture of her dog chowing down on some watermelon.
Yeah, no, she might take home the cake for that one. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch. This one grounded off the glove of Axelson. Throw to first in time for out number 3. A great heads-up play by the third baseman, Gracie Parker, able to run over to get it. Retire the side, and now we head to the 7th inning. The Gamecocks looking to close it out to get a victory on their resume for their season. Terriers trying to stay alive and possibly get an upset victory here. We're going to take a quick break and get back to you right at the top of the 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. I'm Calvin DeLude. This is Anna Zidar. Gamecocks looking to close out. They currently lead 2-0, looking for win 28 on the season. Well, Wofford trying to get an upset victory here in Columbia, South Carolina. They trail 2-0 with Gracie Parker up to bat for the Terriers. She's 1 for 1 on the night with a walk and a single. Gamecocks 3 outs away from closing out the win. Jory Hurd in the circle for them. Relieved Neely Lamb in the 4th inning. First pitch from her. Bit high for ball 1. So Wofford only 3 hits on the night. They loaded the bases in the 5th inning, but couldn't get anyone to cross the plate. That was the closest they've been to scoring tonight. Second pitch from Hurd. Saw some velo on that one. That's over the plate for strike 1. 1-1 count for Hurd. Gracie Parker trying to get on base as the leadoff runner. That pitch high for ball 2. 2-1 count for Hurd in the circle. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Let's see, did she swing? She did not. The official at first base says so. And so she is up in the count 3-1, Gracie Parker. Three-1 pitch from Hurd. That one chopped foul, first base side. Took a good hack at that one, just hit the shaft of the bat. And now a full count with no runners on and no outs. Jory Hurd, no stranger to these situations. She's come in for relief a number of times this season with a few starts as well. This one fouled off the net. And the count stays full. You know, really, no matter the outcome of this game, I give a huge shout-out to Wofford, who has just been so scrappy in their at-bats, really getting them to last longer than they should. This one into right field, caught by Knight. Got some solid contact on that one, but Abigail Knight runs up on it, makes the catch for out number 1.
That was another one that kind of went right to her. Only a couple steps to make that catch.
You know, we saw a little bit of curve on the bat, just not a lot of running from her. Had to step up a few, make the catch for out number 1, and now the Gamecocks 2 outs away from closing out win number 28 on the season. First pitch from Hurd for Abby Campbell. She's playing center field for the Terriers tonight is a ball. She's 0 for 2. We've seen her trying to slap a few times tonight. Here she tries it here, chopped to shortstop. Blankenship throws to first in time for out number 2. Now the Gamecocks 3 strikes away from clinching the win, and they're going to try and do it against Caitlin Greenwood, the hometown kid. So Greenwood, a freshman from Columbia, South Carolina, rocking double zeros. Playing short for Wofford. This one right to Rhodey at first, and that is going to do it. The Gamecocks win it 2-0, a close matchup tonight against the Wofford Terriers. A really fun, exciting one on a bit of a muggy, hot evening, but Gamecocks able to close it out in 7 innings, get the win. Neely Lamb with the win on the score sheet. Gamecocks put up 2 in the 1st inning and able to close it out with just that. Anna, what are your thoughts on tonight's matchup?
I would like to just take a second to appreciate Wofford. I think that they played a great game, honestly. First time these teams have ever gone up against each other, and I think that Wofford really held their own against the Gamecocks, who just came off a really good win.
You know, for a Wednesday night non-conference matchup, it really wasn't an entertaining one. Thank you for joining us at home. I'm Calvin DeLude. That's Anna Zidar. We appreciate you so much. And Delaney Flanagan, our station manager, running tech tonight. Thanks for sticking with us, folks, and we will see you next time on SGTV.